Our delicious new gingerbread and white chocolate Chatime is available in your choice of milky or frozen iced tea, or made hot, so you can enjoy it any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
And good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the 2021 Australian Esports University League presented by Chatime Australia. I'm Jack, and with me here is Lance to bring you yet another week of fantastic Rainbow Six Siege. It's been an unusually warm day here at Sydney, but that won't stop us from bringing you this fire of a match. Our teams are going to be a lil Monash facing off against the UTS Box. Lance, any expectations at all going into this match?
Well, the only thing I'm certain of is that we're going to have some very interesting names on this field. Both of these teams we haven't seen much of, but I think the names might be a bit reminiscent of other video games. So keep an eye out for that. But of course, before we get into that, we do have to thank our amazing sponsors for making all of this possible. Do want to give a shout out to Chatime for, of course, their fresh iced tea, best quality ingredients, and they have innovative flavor combinations to brew nothing but the very best iced tea.
Definitely,
and of course, AOC, the best viewing experience. They are our monitor partner, and they've been doing this for more than 50 years, so they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And our two other sponsors are also Indomie. If you've never heard of Indomie noodles, you've never lived the university life, is what I like to say. These are noodles made from specially crafted ingredients and the best quality flour and spices. It's got unique and delicious taste, so be sure to pick one up on your way home next time. And finally, but not lastly, we've got RIG. Have what it takes to win. RIG develops headsets which feature superior audio for competitive gamers and streamers alike. Join the RIG team and enhance your gaming experience. Now, apart from that, we've also got a very important announcement to all you Siege fans out there. So stay tuned to be part of the reveal for our new community challenge run by AOC.
Announcing the AOC Community Challenge for Rainbow Six Siege. 5-on-5 action starting 30th of September. With an over $4,000 prize pool to be won. Registrations close September 26th, so register now at ael.org/AOC Challenge.
Wow, this is the first time I actually got to see all of that, all the the whole production and all the the prizes involved behind it, and I am really excited. So much so that you might actually see me on the casting desk. But apart from that, the prizes, man, $4,000 prize pool in cash, plus get this, there's a full AOC setup for the winning team. So 5 wins. Jack, do you want to run through what they actually get in that?
Yeah, it's going to be 5 awesome AOC 27-inch monitors, along with 5 AOC keyboards and mice for the first place team. Now, this is a community challenge open to all teams in Australia, and I'm sure there's going to be some very, very great games in that cup as well. So, additionally, there's also a 4K prize pool. It's $2,000 for the first place, $1,500 second, and $500 for the third place. So, very big prize pool, and I'm sure a lot of you sitting out there, you've got the means to win this. So, make sure you join this tournament and have fun with your friends, and maybe take away some nice prizes as well.
So registration's closed September 26th at 8 p.m. AEST. So make sure you jump onto the website. It's in the link below, as all the YouTubers like to say. AOC Challenge. I'm really keen for it. I can't wait to see it, and definitely it's gonna be a banger. But for now, we're gonna have to just go with AEL, which for sure is going to be amazing, as well as we do have Monash and UTS Box duking it out on. It will be Villa and Chalet. Villa will be UTS Box pick, and Monash have chosen to go onto Chalet. Any thoughts about these maps, Jack?
Well, you know me, I am always a big fan of the Chalet map in general. It's been a very solid map after its rework, I believe 2 seasons ago. Still seeing a lot of innovative and new strategies on that map. So I'm wondering if any of our teams are going to bring something new to the table. Villa also pretty standard map, so should see some interesting play there as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Chalet, it's one of those weird maps where it's a bit attacker-sided, actually. Coastline as well being the other one, and it's not often we get to see these, this style of play being brought out. I mean, last few weeks we've seen Coastline, but it really has been a while since we've seen Chalet, and it's really good to see it. And for once, I'm happy it's just not Oregon and Club Hats. Everyone plays that, and, let's be honest, it's time we go to something new. Speaking of predictions, what do you think are going to be the results here?
Well, just having a look at the standings, we do a little Monash. It's actually just a little bit higher in that standings, and I kind of find that reflects a little bit on the current situation. Unfortunately, UTS Box have had a bit of struggles getting into the game, but that's not saying they don't have any potential. They could definitely turn it up and show us what they're capable of this game. In the meantime, why don't we introduce some of the players on our 2 teams?
Yeah, on Monash we have Tresp, Pokadu, who, as some of you know, is one of our observers. We have Sporter, Yoda Pug, and finally Rajesh. All of these players I do remember seeing from previous seasons as well. So they're definitely a seasoned team, and they know what they're doing as well. They have synergy as well to work together. What about UTS Box? Who's playing on that team?
We've got Carlimin, Frostia Process, Another Groot, Killer Clean, and the Milkman 123. So definitely a couple names I recognize from our previous seasons on UTS, but we have it already. Our game is starting right now, so we'll take you into that as we take you into the action.
Villa will be our first map. Attacking will be UTS Box, as it is a map pick, and Monash has chosen defense. So first bans will be coming out from Monash here. First attacker ban. Will we be seeing the Jackal or the Thatcher? Both very common bans, but actually quite powerful here.
Well, you've answered. It looks like they've answered your question. Yes, Thatcher is the one taken out first. Not incredibly surprising. Still see a lot of that Thatcher being taken away just for kind of comfort's sake. He's gone through a couple nerfs, so he's not incredibly powerful anymore, especially given the recent mute ban. So I don't expect to see as much mute quite as much as before.
Jackal, of course, will be our second ban here. He does bring a lot of roam denial potential, and on such a big map like Villa, you really want to be making the most out of all that space. Also, another unsurprising ban. There's so many places you can hide those cameras and really be a pain in the side of the attackers. So, 2 relatively common bans, and of course, a mirror, the most common ban, of course, to finish it all off.
You'd be surprised. Mira, her ban rate is actually starting to be somewhat similar to some of the other operators on the defense. But yes, Probably one of the most common bans these days. Just shows you how much Siege meta has really changed. So.
Yeah, that does, of course, leave the Kaid on board, and with the Thatcher off the board, it's going to be a little more difficult to open some of these walls. I'm thinking that single vault wall when we're talking about AV games, and of course a triple in statue when we're doing a trophy stat attack. However, there are options here. Of course, we see the IQ being brought up, and Sophia as well will be able to hit those claws from below. So it's not all out of the way, but interesting first sight. It will be living room and library, a sight we don't see at all much.
This is very spicy. And what else do we see? We see Rajesh on that Tachanka as well. And look at this. They are forming a very interesting shape in the middle of their bomb site. Maybe representative of how this game might go soon. But they have chosen this very unconventional site. And some unconventional operators as well, yeah.
Yeah, Tachanka will be being brought out here. I do like to see that. He really has so much potential. And it's just sad to see that, you know, it hasn't been used as much. But we also will be seeing an Oryx, and hopefully he will be using that bathroom hatch as well to be quickly rotating up and down. Not sure if the attackers have clued in onto this interesting strategy, you could say. They might be expected to primary sites, or even a kitchen site, not so much a living library hold as we see here.
Well, if they don't know about it, they'll know about it very soon, as it seems like they were in a position to go for this aviator take, but they might be in it for a rude awakening. The bomb site is not there. Tress just laying down a little bit of fire as he gets away scot-free. Not going to take any damage, but not dishing out any damage in return.
Will be falling back there with his life, a bit of time wasted. Attackers, however, will all be pushing through this study side with the Lion scan as backup. But of course, as we know, Oryx can be very cheeky, and he could actually go back up the study hatch, so attackers will have to be careful with their flanks here to make sure they don't get caught off guard.
Osteoporosis walking into that aviator site, so he's made very good progress here. Good drone work from the rest of his team, as well as he is holding this cutoff. Tress shoots a drone, gets out of there. He is playing this game so evasively, making sure that his life is not wasted, but the line comes in. More drones are going to be going right after that Oryx, as he's feeling a bit pressured now, walks back down the red stairs.
So far, for both teams, this is relatively okay, I spoke to. So in those, Auto will be taking out Milkman through that. Not sure where that was, but that's the Lion scans gone. One more still left to work with, so unfortunately that will be one taken away. But other than that, attackers do have good vertical control here, and they're making good use of that with the grenades and the sledge as well. Doesn't quite get the Tachanka, but nevertheless, a good position to be holding here.
Yeah, Tress just being so elusive as he takes some damage. Now Osteoporosis finishing off Yoda Pug from the upstairs, who I believe was going for that flank. Flank is being cut off by the Habana. She's been so influential so far in this round, making sure any of those flanking defenders can't get into a good position to do the damage. Now Rad is taking damage from the top floor, and even though he has that free armor, actually been converted to health recently, but you can see it does a good chunk of damage to him, and he's got to be careful now from those holes from above. If any of the attackers are going to be looking down that, he's going to have a bad day.
However, Tress will be answering back and takes out Rob Brownie Jr., leaving 3 players to take out the 4 of Monash. However, there is only very little time left for Osteoporosis with a nice prone. Managed to take out 1, however. It will be Katy Perry to get another. 3 versus 2 now as Pokidoo and Tress are left all alone to deal with this. However, triple kill for Pross makes just the Echo Drone to deny this, but he could actually get away this go. Oh no, will he? He still has 1 drone and no plant. I believe
they didn't plant. What is going on here?
I think they left the diffuser outside.
Oh no, you hate to see it. Don't know if that was because they forgot to press F to pick up the diffuser, or that attacker just didn't quite make it to that door in time, but that's got to be heartbreaking for the UTS Box team, as it was so close. They even saw the Echo Drone on the roof. They even knew to look out for that, but just missed that round by that tiny amount.
I do want to say, though, I'm really impressed with the way UTS Box handled that attack. I mean, people don't usually prepare for Living Library, and the fact that they actually managed to do very, very well and just, lost by the skin of their teeth, it's a real testament to, I think, the potential that they have. And as we've mentioned before, it's not showing up on the ladder so far, but we've definitely seen them give Monash a run for their money here.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. That must be so demoralizing for the UTS team, but I'm sure they can come back from that. Just one round in, they're gonna be lil Monash gonna be moving up to the top floor. So this is just above the site they actually defended. And interestingly enough, will we see UTS Box go for that same aviator take, or do you think they'll go from the other side?
10 seconds
Well,
left.
from what we've seen, I feel like they would be better off just,
5 seconds left.
playing from that study side. It gives them a bit more room to get into the building. I mean, last time they all grouped up and kind of entered the building at the same spot, and all funneling through study, especially with a strong study hold like this, just seems like a really, really poor decision to make. So, maybe they just might go and prove me wrong and just do it anyway.
Yeah, teams tend to have a habit of doing that. We call it the caster's curse. Or the opposite of the caster's curse, the inverted caster's curse. But see if we've cursed them or blessed them, as they seem to be doing this take from the aviator side. Tress once again in good position to tell them now on the smoke.
I would be really keen to see if he plays more aggressively, especially with the recent changes in utility. Smokes have been playing a little more aggressive with that FMG9. However, it will be Pokedoo to take out the Milkman. Milkman the first to fall once again, but Tress will go down to Robert Brownie Jr. On near the site. Peeking that window, actually. Well, that's what you get for spawn peeking.
That's unfortunate. Second time in a row that Milkman's been the entry kill. That's really bad on the line, unfortunately, as that's going to be all of the scans gone. However, now the attackers have a foothold in the bottom floor, so we see Kate going for some of these impacts through the floor, and if it's able to find any angles onto some of these entrenched defenders, could be massive, but you can see defenders are kind of walking around. Thermite going down on the floor as well. Interesting strategy here, trying to get open those electrified walls, but Poke about to swing the score. We see a gunfight here as Rob takes a lot of damage, but dishes out a lot as well.
Both players managed to get away with their lives there, but Thermite Charge is only just going off now. I'm not sure if that will actually succeed. It opens... No, it does a bit of a hole. A bit of a hole. You might be able to prone peek it, but that's not really a position either team wants to be in. Rajesh, however, will take out that Thermite. That's enough hard breaching for him, he says, and that will leave it in a 3v4 scenario.
3v4, but we've seen UTS Box come from a deficit, C4 from underneath as well, so Pokedoo's already made a huge impact just with those bandit batteries, but now also with his gun and his C4, so using his full complement of his arsenal. The remaining two attackers have to pinch in soon, as there is just 30 seconds left. A lot of pressure going to be put onto this solo player inside that bomb site now, as we see Sporter on the Jaeger take some shots, but is taken out immediately by Groot, who just finds that better angle, and Groot with a second shot. Amazing, doesn't need the SMG-11, he says, use the LA as a long-range shotgun actually. Groot not looking at the wrong, right direction. Sussy Yoda Pug gonna take him out, but now he's stuck on an island with just his shotgun. He has to make this play. Flashbang goes out. Frosty approaches, swinging around the corner, and he takes him out. Yoda Pug is down, and with the help of that flash, you could see that flash really making it very difficult for that Legion to do anything. And that's going to be the first round for UTS Box.
Osteoporosis. I don't think he's died, actually. Last round, before that, he was the only player left alive running for that diffuser. And now, once again, he's managed to plant and clutch it up. He's a man that can do it all. Osteoporosis, definitely not Frosty at all on that Hibana. One other thing I do want to mention, though, is these names are really confusing because I can never figure out who's doing what, because all I see is sus.
Everything is sus in this game, is what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. AstraZeneca rushes through my veins.
Defenders.
Yeah,
protect
I
the
don't know.
bombs from being
I'm not sure if being good at siege was one of the listed side effects of these vaccines, but I'm not complaining. If you had to choose between 5G coverage or being better at siege, which side effect would you choose? Let us know in the chat.
It's a tough question, but I think most people would go for Siege actually. Who needs that 5G anyway?
Right? Not when we've got state-of-the-art NBN that's the fastest in the world.
Of course.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
AV Games, once again, repeating that bomb site. It was very close
Use a bomb.
for Monash, so it's not a terrible decision, but if they lose it again, then yeah, I would definitely start questioning whether this is a site for them.
No, they've seemed very successful on they seem very successful on those opening kills. We've seen them win that fight out twice now, but unfortunately, it just always goes down to that wire. We saw in the first round that I believe 2v1, one out through time, and last round was also a 1v1. So if Monash are able to kind of capitalize on that early man advantage they've been getting, I'm sure that they'll be able to put that to good use in defending the site, as it just seems like the last couple players are a little bit disjointed from each other. So I'd like to see them fix that up. But lil Monash are going for this classic aviator take again. Seems like they're very drilled on this, as they'll be once again stressed to repel the entry into study.
Does take some shots, but unfortunately it's not able to land them. He goes back for a second, but Rob Bounty Jr. will be the first to land a kill. And he's made it into study already, but Pokadu has an answer back. Does take out Osteoporosis, the Habana. That leaves just one hard breach, but a second for him. And Milkbound once again will be going down early, without much impact.
Bomb located by attackers.
Pokadu is a player that we must highlight in this team, as the C4 comes out and takes out Kate, who tried to rush into that site through the smoke. Fortunately, Trest is also going to take out Rob Down Jr., and that's just left the Groot. Groot is taken out by Yoda Pug, as that was a very quick round. Defenders just collapsed on all the attackers, and that was it. But what I was saying before, there are a couple of these players on lil Monash who have quite a pedigree in the university, in the AEL University League, and definitely one of the players I'd like to highlight is Pokadu, who has been fantastic, especially on these fragging rolls.
I do also like the way that Monash were able to work together, not just as single players, but as a team there. I think the downfall on their second round, on their first AV Games defense, was the fact that they had roamers that were a little too far away to have an impact. However, the second round, they were able to read into UTS Box's attack. They realized they were all going to funnel through that study area, and so they just piled on the pressure in the study, and it just led to a kill box for UTS. UTS Box literally stuck in a kill box for a very easy round for Monash.
Yep. But you know what's not still in the box? That the Ella pick actually. That was not. Yeah, the Ella pick with the. Does he have the FO12? Does he have the Titan Killer shotgun? I have to see. But definitely could be huge in getting rid of.
10 seconds left.
No, it looks like it's going to be the SMG actually, but definitely could be huge in terms of finding those frags as well as repelling this attack. Ella can just be such a menace running around the whole map as that speedy free speed. As even though the site is on the trophy, is on that trophy. What is it?
Statue. It's a statue. Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of these roamers coming around the map.
Bullet push now. Oh, Sporter almost manages to catch one on the repeller. Not the usual place people go up, so I'm not quite sure how they managed to avoid that one. But so far, it looks like a bit of once again a master push. 3 players on that side. The other 2 may be pushing through that study side. So a bit of a split take and clearing out underneath as well, making sure there's no C4s that could come up. Meanwhile, in fact, yeah, all the players are now rotating over to this master side, but Pokedoo has one
That's
answer for
spawn
that, and that is a headshot. Groot will go down, and a 4v5, 1 minute off the clock.
Pokidoo is just getting away with these kills he should not be getting away with. More damage now from these sneaky angles as KD takes some damage through the wall, it seems. But I believe that was actually a spawn kill all the way from study into that balcony from Pokidoo, using his one-time scope nonetheless, so fantastic shot from him, but he should not be getting away with these kills at all, and they've been giving Monash a huge advantage into the closing of the round.
Yeah, I hope that UTS will kind of look for more multi-pronged attacks here. So far, it seems like they're just kind of running out the same place, and that gives people like Pokedoo easy pickings as he just waits for them to come out. And there's no answer, no pinches here. Raj will take out Frost, and that's a nice vertical angle. Being challenged by Robert Brownie Jr., but will he be able to get the cake? No, he is down by the smoke from... Oh, he dropped the hatch. What an interesting play, and it will be a 1v5 now as Katy Perry goes for the kill. Managed to get Yoda Pug with 4 more here. Goes for a pre-fire, but has to watch his back as well. Prone angle here as well, learning from the one and only Owen, but I have a feeling the other one will be even better at doing that.
Yes, take some electricity damage as well. This is not a good position at all for Kate, but let's see if he's able to get a couple more frags, pad out that stats, pad out those stats as now he's being zapped from lasers and the knife comes out. The disrespect onto the UTS team as, oh, you see how fast Ella is, just moving around that corner and taking the life of the Ash, who couldn't quite compete in the speed department. But that is another round for Monash UTS, covering from their loss on Aviator to take at least 3 rounds in this half.
Seems like that round UTS Box 1 may have been a bit of an anomaly here, as Monash definitely ripping it up. 2 almost flawless rounds, very much in control and in control of and especially the pace of the round. UTS Box, on the other hand, look like they're playing a very one-dimensional attack. As I mentioned earlier, they're just kind of flooding out of the kitchen, and it's very easy to read that. I would like to see them look for those pinches, look for those live drones, and also, you know, be able to cut off roamers as they fall back, because so far it's roam game which has really, really hurt UTS Box's attack.
Yeah, just being shot from unexpected angles, especially outside the building. Seen a couple spawn peeks being attempted. None of them really punished, so a bit unfortunate in that regard, as just let them get away with that. Sooner or later you're gonna lose one of the attackers as they have done in the past. But would you have a look at the secondary utility on that defending team? Got C4, 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 and a shield, so definitely going to be a very explosive round if they get to use those secondary gadgets, as we've also got that pulse on the board in case they go for that classic upstairs take.
And of course, Porter does have the sausage shotgun as well. That's a play I haven't seen in a while. Seen it on Finka a couple of times, but yeah. Well, hopefully he gets a kill with that. It's just because it's funny, because no one uses that gun. But of course, the M4 being M1410 from Yoda Pug as well. Another classic here, as well, hopefully this time a bit more of a split push here. 2-2, and I'm not quite sure where that last person is. Yeah, over on the laundry side. So this is the beginning of a good attack, but we'll still have to see. 2 minutes left to work with here.
Well, you'd never know if you got killed by a shotgun, right? Because it's suppressed. That's what the suppressor does, right? Though it hides the bullet trails, including when they hit you. But it doesn't seem like the attackers are going for that upstairs take, which kind of is normal. Going for a bit more of a backwards take from the living room, but I don't know if they have noticed that Pokedoo is hiding on those main stairs. Could this be another chance for Pokedoo to pull off that flank, as he's done round and round again? We'll have to see, but I have to see when he starts moving around, as he's just little suspicious hiding in that. However, onto the site, going to be 2 kills found immediately, and Milkman actually expected this flank. So good plays as if we can return back to the site, we'll see what's happening over that way. Oh, shotgun is what's happening as that's Frosty process down, and that is all that momentum onto that site.
Good opening picks there, but answered back very, very quickly. Yodapug with the shotgun playing close as well, and Pokadu winning that gunfight. But Milkman will be the first, will finally land a kill on the board now. Pokadu, oh no, playing a rat angle, and here we go. Rob Bounty Jr. eats that in the behind. Now, another Groot, however, is still in play. He takes and he needs to go for this diffuser, but he will get the down. It's all up to Milkman now to find 2, as Pokadu will answer out for Monash.
He didn't have quite the impact initially as I expected, but he made up for that, finishing off that round with those 2 final kills and making sure that UTS Box don't have that opportunity to regroup, to consolidate the defense, the attack of the site once again. Good entries from UTS actually, but unfortunately just not quite able to capitalize on those 2 initial kills. Not entirely sure where they got those from, but unfortunately Monash were able to collapse back onto the team, and that's going to be a full 3-round sweep. So 3 defenses won by Monash, as now they have the opportunity to go back onto that aviator if they would like to.
And defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, in case it wasn't clear how good Pokadu was, that was a 4K actually. Once again, on the roam, he was completely unchecked and he just tore UTS Box apart. I think this is really a theme we're going to be seeing for this last round and maybe into the next map as well. If UTS Box don't answer back onto these roamers and find some way to shut down or at least restrict the movement of these roamers, it's really, really going to hinder the ability to attack properly.
Yeah, definitely, and a repeat of the shotgun saga we had last round. Now we've got Yodapug on the double shotgun. Forgot Frost got a secondary. So gonna be the ITUB plus this Super 90. Twice the shotgun, twice the fun, they say, but see if he actually is able to put it to good use. A little bit of a meeting going on in the pool room.
Wonder what they're talking about.
Question.
Well, you see, my shotgun is bigger than yours, therefore I have the shield.
Yes. Well, what's not a good question is actually Tresp once again on that entry denial. Gonna be shooting some more drones as seems like he's playing a different game from everyone else. Just is he playing the shoot the drone and run away game that Siege is so famous for, but gets away with his life and takes some utility, so good advantage there.
Well, don't you know, Siege is just actually, it's an RC car driving game with a bit of FPS tacked on as a DLC. Yeah, you spend all your time droning, then you shoot someone. Right at the end, and speaking of shooting people, it's been a minute off the clock and no one's actually taken any shots at anyone. Attack is actually kind of stalled out here. They're not really quite sure what to do with all these shields. Katy Perry has a bit of an idea going for the vertical onto the shields, but they haven't quite located them, and that's really proving a bit of a hindrance. Never mind though, because Pokadu finally does go down. Rob Brownie Jr. will take his life.
Huge shot from Rob Brownie Jr. Putting that G8 to good use. Shuts down the monster that is Tokidu. No more bandit for you. Now 4v5, but 2 minutes off the clock, so this is still going to be a bit of a tough slog. And that's not including these shotguns that are ever so well set up. Here's some hard breaching going on as, oh, this sled is right next to the shotgun. This cannot be good. How has Yodapug not won that fight as, how does the sledge get away? He doesn't even take a shot of damage.
That was some questionable gunplay there, but Tress will take out one Katy Perry, however. We'll answer back, and of course we're all asking ourselves, how did that player, another Groot, of course, stay alive? Frosty Process on the ground also takes a lot of damage, but once again, attack has been slowed down as attackers kind of take some time to work out how to approach. Another Groot, however, will finally take out that chunker. Frostmount on the door is gone as well. Yoda, however, will take out Frost, and a second one with that shotgun, even out 2v2 now, 25 seconds left. Katy Perry, however, will take out Spotter, and it's all up to Yoda Pug. Defenders will fall as UTS Box finally win another round.
Nice. That it felt like those first shotgun shots were just blanks, but he loads the real shells in and gets 2 kills, but not without the rest of that whole site fallen and his life ending very quickly. Second round for the attack, both onto Aviator, which is interesting, seeing as normally Aviator would be one of the more easy sites to defend. Nevertheless, 2 rounds on the attack is not a bad start for UTS Box, so they'll be happy with that score as they're going to hop onto the defense now.
Yeah, and considering the standings in the ladder, that's really quite a good accomplishment there. Monash, I thought, would have been able to take this a little more handily, maybe a 5-1 or even a 6-0, but UTS Box definitely as close to even as you could possibly get here, 2-4, and so not too bad at all. It is their turn to defend, however, so that is once again a change of pace. Whether Monash will be able to continue their kind of score into the attacking round, or will UTS Box be able to pick up some momentum on the defense? You know, we've yet to see here as, once again, new half, anything goes, and again, we haven't seen these teams play against each other yet. This is only the first map, so who knows? Maybe UTS Box are just really, really good at defense.
You never know until we actually play this half out, as still plenty of time for UTS to... Oh, bit of fixing of the mute bug there, but yes, a little UTS Box definitely can come back from this, as they're not really down that much considering the map's slightly defender-sided leaning. It does seem that lil Monash are going for a different attacking strategy than employed by UTS Box. They're all coming in from the bedroom side instead.
It will take that first gunfight, but will be on the worst end of that. Trey manages that nice kill through the wall, and that's Aroma's cleared off as well, and it just leaves.
No.
Okay. Not sure what that was about, but that's a wasted C4 and an Aruni gate. Not the type of mistake you want to be making here. But, well, at least, hey, Yoda Pug doesn't get the points for driving his clone through it.
Yeah, and the Milkman loses points for destroying Team Gadget, so that is unfortunate, but yes. Can't chuck Defender utility through those your own gates, unfortunately. They're not smart enough to turn themselves off, and they'll just get destroyed, but this Monash attack has been quite speedy and definitely going at a different pace from what we saw from UTS Box. Now Monash have taken that 90 control, so we see some vault actually being opened here, which isn't something we've seen in the previous half.
Yeah, this is a completely different take from what we saw from UTS. They are going for this full clear. They go from across, but Rob Brownie Jr. with a nice C4. And that's 2 critical players. Another group makes up for his earlier mistake. 1 more kill. 4v2 now. Does take a lot of damage, but he gets away with his life. And now suddenly, the tables have turned indeed. All up to Yoda Pug and Tress to clutch this out.
Huge. Wants to make up for Pokidoo's insane plays on the Bandit, and he takes out another kill onto Tress. Now it's just a 1v4 as Yoda Pug, his in a 1v4 situation, without any other utility. Gates even going to be activated in front of him, as you could see that very coordinated C4 actually. There's a lot of pressure going in 90 in the comms, and then that C4 just lights up and gets those 2 kills. Kills the Thermite as well, so they can't activate the charge even after it's placed. Yoda Pug in a very untenable situation, and yes, that is it. He's finished off, and a fantastic first round from the defending team.
Well, that is the weakness, I suppose, of that master bedroom style push. You do have to open the vault wall, and of course, if someone plays their C4 right, like that pre-place, it can go horribly, horribly wrong. That was perfect timing as well. I'm not, you know, the Maestro Cam, they kept it up that entire time. They were careful not to open it up and expose it, and of course that gave perfect information. I'm not sure if it was pre-placed even or just the info went out for him to rotate over, but nevertheless, well done there. And even it out to 3-4, not too bad here as UTS Box picking up the pace on defense.
More importantly, they didn't have anything to deal with that evil eye. I believe the Gone 6 got used already on the Yana, and they all just had nades, which would have been struggle to hit. The hook timing is a bit difficult, especially with that hatch destroyed, so you can't even just use it on the floor. But yeah, that evil eye was a huge factor in that intel gathering and allowing the bandit to get that amazing 2C4 kill. With that, the defense are going to be moving on to trophy statuary at this time. Different setup here as it misses the bandit, but they've actually replaced it with a Kaid, so going to be strong in terms of the war denial abilities.
Yeah, it's going to make it a little less vulnerable from impacts from below. We do see, however, Rob Brownie Jr. will be playing underneath. He will be trying to deny any attempt. They don't have an IQ though, which is one good thing. It means they have to directly go for the grenade from below, and will be a little more difficult than usual. Another group, however, ready for early contact. The attacker backs off just the last second and thinks better of it. Both players now kind of holding passively and waiting for the other to make a move here. Taking their sweet time as you don't want to mess up this early pick. There is drones, however,
Ooh,
and Yoda Pug
cross.
actually just misses that player. Gets away with his life here.
He squeaks through the doorway. I'm pretty sure Yoda Pug wasn't expecting a small alibi hiding in the corner, but unfortunately misses the opportunity to take out a very influential player here, as now he is given this free reign to rotate around, going back up Astro stairs, so it's going to be a good minute and a half wasted. Off the lil Monash side, some bullets exchanged, but none really landed on either side, so still a bit of a tricky situation for the attackers.
Yeah, they still have 5 players to clear out and a minute and a half roughly work with, but of course, focus soon. Fokadoo will take out Milkman once again. It's an easy first pick and no answer back as well. Definitely puts a man advantage in the favor of Monash, who can now press that if they choose to.
Ooh. Do you see what I'm seeing? Is this the M870 shotgun? Well, he's definitely playing in a good position, but I spoke way too soon. Immediately taken out from a spray coming from the other side of the site, actually. Another group hiding underneath his alibi clones. What a strategy here, as now a flank from Rob Brownie Jr. as well takes out and evens the man count. 2v2 all of a sudden. A shotgun is removed, but that doesn't mean that it is easy for these hackers to get in the site. They've still got this alibi to contend with, but alibi doesn't know that the Thermite is going out for that flank, and Thermite walks straight into the site, gets that kill. 2v1 situation. C4 goes out, doesn't quite land, and now it just has to be a raw aim fight, and a raw aim fight is what something Yoda Pug can definitely win, takes out that final kill, and brings home the round.
That may be, no, not quite match point yet. Just one shot of match point, it will be 5-3. Once again, not a bad defense from UTS Box. All in all, it was actually going pretty well. They were in a bishop. They were, at times in a man disadvantage, but of course with that nice flank from Rob Brownie Jr. perfectly placed. It was a 2v2. Unfortunately, on the rotate back, he was a little bit slow. If he had been up Astro stairs a couple of seconds earlier, he would have been able to catch that Thermite going for the alibi, and it would have been an entirely different story. It would have been a 2v1 with the diffuser down in split. So it often comes down to these things, in Siege. A couple of seconds here or there, not pulling out your pistol when you're running up the stairs. Maybe that's one end of the game. Who knows? But that will be that round as we go into round 9, 3v5. Once again, a statuary trophy hold.
Two denial operators coming out here as well. We've got Milkman back on that Kaid. Wasn't able to make a huge impact last round. Was the first death actually, hiding behind that statue. But his Kai claws definitely were influential in that round, and now they've tacked onto this mute jammer as well. So even though the mute jammers can't quite be used to deny walls anymore, you can definitely still use them to deny the drones, as you see him placing them around that door.
And the drone work from Monash has been really, really good. We've seen those live drones come in, kind of figure out where players are, and of course there's always a player following up. So if these mute jammers are played a little more aggressively, they could actually really wreck with this kind of roam clear that Monash are trying to do. However, they will be in position here. It looks like this Jaeger is a little bit stuck here.
A little bit is an understatement, as there's this drones crawling around his feet. Oh, you hate to see this, as he's just being closed in from all sides. He's being shot from behind as well through the 90 wall, but somehow he's still alive and he's hanging on. More line scans come out as he might be meeting his maker in this room very soon, as he somehow has to win this fight against the repelled siege and sledge, and that is not at all a fight that is easy to win, as there it is. Tress takes out the head of Brownie Jr. and also one onto Milkman, so amazing work on that repel.
Attackers
But
have located a bomb.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that Legion maybe provide a bit more support from this red stairs, but it will be too late now. Another group tries to push up, but Rajesh will answer back and takes him out as well. That's 3 kills for a bit of damage. It would add up to 1 player, I suppose, but it hasn't been on the same one. So 2 players left to hold site. They do have the magnets and the goo mines to slow down the attack, but with the minutes still to work with, this could actually not go very well. They have just too much time to work with here.
and that droning is just too good. Every single cam we go onto is just a defender being thrown out constantly, as Pokidoo walks straight into the site, takes out the 1 mile with his spraying that gun everywhere. Another one in Astro, but isn't able to find him. Can Katy Perry do something? Take his team back? No, he can't. He's shut down immediately by the AK of the Nomad, who finds him strolling through that rotate.
Very, very good attack there from Monash. Almost textbook. That roam clear was beautiful. And the way they locked and isolated that defender in the vault was very, very good as well. He had no chance, and Tress easy 2k as well on that repel. Ultimately, it was almost a flawless round, apart from that last little overly aggressive push from Pokidoo. But what can you do? He was being swung anyway, so might as well go for it. But with that, it will be Monash on match point 3v6 here. We were 2-4 at one point, but Monash has taken 2 rounds from UTS Box's 1, which means UTS Box now has to find 3 in order to equalize with Monash.
3 rounds in a row, definitely going to be tough, but
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Monash
used
were
by
able to
attackers.
achieve that 3-round rotation, so it is definitely possible, as this is probably going to be one of the less difficult rounds. Going back onto that aviator, they've had some good success on this side previously, off the back of Rob getting that double C4. See if you can replicate that once again, as I don't think the defenders, the attackers are going to be so keen on grouping up along that hallway this time.
Of course, my only worry now is how much does UTS Box rely on single players popping off or getting really, really nice kills? I mean, the C4 obviously was great, but can you repeat it consistently every single time? If we look at Monash's side, they have a very well-rounded team. Everyone knows what they're doing, everyone coordinates very well, and everyone can get those kills. Of course, some more so than others. Pokidoo 13 and 5. Yeah, we see you. But, you know, it's all about consistency, and consistency doesn't mean just having one player do all your work for you.
No, we've seen some teams be able to build around star players, like you think Shaiko on BDS or Nesk on some Latin teams, but it's very hard to get that consistency, especially in such a complicated game. But no, it's actually Jaeger who takes out Tress on that rotate, on that window, but he's immediately refragged, and you can just see how powerful this lil Monash flanking team is, as these frags are almost all going refragged.
Well, they've actually cleared out the roamers now. They have roughly 2 minutes remaining on the clock, so that's still a good amount of time. And with all this roam denial as well being brought out from those air jabs, it's going to be really, really difficult for UTS to be holed up on site like this and just pressured from all sides.
That 10-day capitalize on that pressure and open up the site as they needed. They weren't able to do that last time thanks to the C4, but it seems like they are going for a different approach from that round last time. Rob's taken out, looking downstairs, but fantastic shot from another group. Using that MP5 to full effect, takes out Jackywathy with a headshot. But what is different now is now Vault is open, and this makes the site so much more difficult.
Yeah, you've now cut off that rotate between sites. It's now much easier to isolate one, work with either one. That prone player will be caught out by Raj, and Spotter will get another grid, leaving it all up to Milkman. He's been the first to die often, but now he's the last one alive. Can he clutch this out? 1v3 players. Sees some shots, goes for the peak, but unfortunately the plan is actually going down, and if they play it smart, they're actually not going to go for it at all. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can't do anything unless he actually goes for the attack. It's too late now. Diffuser has gone down. He's got to find 3 players and the diffuser. Let's reload now. Peeking into Vault, but there's no one there. Not quite sure what to do. He's a bit stuck, and who can blame him? This is a difficult situation. He's got to make a move. He can't do nothing, and you know that's the worst play. He will see one, but not fast enough. And Spotter is around, and this match for this map at least for Monash.
Yep, that's it. 7-3 win for lil Monash, showing just a little bit of domination in that respect. As you could see, their attacks were definitely a lot more coordinated than some of the attacks UTS Box were able to bring. UTS Box, however, able to take out 2 rounds on their own attack, which is impressive as well, but unfortunately just not able to finish off their entire match.
Yeah, you know, at the start, I think UTS really gave Monash a bit of trouble. I think Monash were maybe struggling a little bit, trying to get into the groove of the game. But eventually they did pick things up, and the last couple of rounds were very, very dominant on the part of Monash. They were in control, and of course, you know, some great executes, just sweeping away the opposition. Of course, and we always speak about it, you know, attack is where you really see which teams are the best, because it requires you take the initiative, it requires you to do the thinking and to work around the defense, whereas the defense can kind of, they have time on their side as well. And so Monash definitely proved that they knew what they were doing, and they very dominant attack half to finish off the match, this map 7-3. Well, anything else you'd like to add to that, Jack, before we go to our break?
No, it's been a great match, but as I said in the game, 2 players I'd really like to highlight would be Pokidoo. Had an amazing showing on that defense, as well as Rob. That C4 from downstairs was fantastic. So hopefully next game we'll see them show some more of their prowess, as yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game in Villa, that's for sure.
Well, stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly. Once again, thank you to Chatime, AOC, Indomie, and RIG for making this all possible, and we will see you shortly.
Before we're done.
From classic iced tea flavours like peach or mango to exotic lychee or pomegranate, you can enjoy your Chatime any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
Before we're done.
Our delicious new gingerbread and white chocolate Chatime is available in your choice of milky or frozen iced tea, or made hot, so you can enjoy it any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
And welcome back to the AEL Uni Cup for Rainbow Six. I'm Spudoom, with me it's Jackywathy, and we are here to bring you map 2 of what has so far been a great matchup between we do a lil Monash and UTS Box. I mean, we definitely expected Monash to win, but we did not expect UTS Box to put up such a great fight. Really stretched out Monash and made them do the hard work to get those points. In fact, why don't we take a look at the stats right now? We do have our lovely producer recording everything, so we can find out how this all went down.
Yeah, quite a lot of kills from Pokidoo, as you can see. 13 actually. They say it's a very lucky number, but definitely very unlucky for the UTS team, who were fully faced by his wrath. On the UTS team, however, we see a bit more of an even spread of kills, minus the Milkman, who had a few struggles going into this game. 8, 8, 6, and 8.
Yeah, overall, those aren't bad showings at all. And I think if we just look at the rating, you have to remember this is evened out. This is calculated from the entire match. And of course, given that Monash won, they're going to have much better results. I mean, yeah, if we take a look at some of these entries, Rob Brownie Jr. with a +2 on entry, which is actually very good. And of course, who can forget that double C4 kill he got there, which really saved them that round. So overall, not too bad. Definitely, given the ladder standings, UTS Esports did much better than I thought they would be. Well, we see whether they can continue this trend as we go on to Chalet now. Chalet, of course, picked by Monash, so they will have the home ground advantage here versus UTS Box in their map 2.
Chalet is definitely a very interesting map. Monash opts to go onto the attack first, so that is actually an interesting choice, because it could be possible that Chalet is a little more attacker favored, definitely more attacker favored than the Villa we just saw in our previous game.
Well, Monash, it is Monash's map pick, so they didn't get much of a say.
Yeah, I guess what I meant by that was UTS deciding to go onto the defense is an interesting choice from them, as I would generally think that I guess UTS a bit more comfortable on that defense. It requires a little bit less of that coordination, and if it's able to get them a good start, some momentum, they can kind of carry it into that second attacking half. But nevertheless, we have very similar bans as at least so far from the last game. Jackal and Thatcher being taken off the board.
I wonder whether we're actually going to see target bans as well. Nope, we will not. Valkyrie will be removed by Monash once again.
Nice.
No funny Valkyrie cams, no annoying runouts, and I believe these two are the same bans that... Nope, it is not. Monash actually banned Mirror last time.
Did they? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
well,
UTS banned Valk. Well,
it's not going to be Mirror this time. Kaid. 3 out of the 4 bans the same, but like to see a little bit of variety. Maybe struggling to get those Kaid claws, they decide. Kaid probably a good one to remove from this map, and it can be influential in so many places with those claws. You can hide them in broken furniture, or worse, makes it very difficult for the attack to get anything open.
Well, first site will be second floor master bedroom and the office, the usual primary site, so no funny first picks and no going to the basement. But, you know, this is very much a attacker-sided map, so you need every single advantage you can get here. I do like the frost play here. Always great for those windows preventing jump-ins in the bathroom and piano, so what can I say? I'm a huge frost fan.
Of course you'd be.
Yes.
Spoken like a true support player.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you die. You've got your stuff down, so you can just send it.
Well, that's right, I can sit back and drink my Chatime instead.
Yeah, definitely. I've been craving a milk tea so bad recently. There's still really hot weather, like, it's so hot. It's swelteringly hot here in Sydney somehow. Barely even spring. Could really do with a nice cold drink. 100% ice, come at me.
Oh, you're one of those people, hey?
Objective is to locate a bomb and defuse
100% ice, 100% sugar. That's what I think is the real milk tea, you know?
Yeah, you know, you're here for a good time, not a long time.
No.
Alright, attack is starting to move up now, looking like they're going to start pressuring this mezzanine and as well as the library. We do have one player in the library. It will be another group to challenge this, but I'm not sure if he has any support. He does have some drone denial, but that might not be enough if attackers are coordinated on their pushes.
Yeah, we've seen some of these more solo plays from UTS Box coming from that last match as well. He's probably going to be able to get out of here, which is a good start from them as the cutoffs aren't quite established yet. Could see he was taking some fire from the Eagle window as well, but gets away scot-free, runs back downstairs, and can continue to be a pain in their backside as he's coming back up the library stairs. More drones are going to be spotting him out, so that's unfortunate. C4 almost lands, but not quite.
Coming back for round two for sure. He's a brave one. He doesn't take any damage yet either. So he does get away with his life and falls back. And that's a bit of time wasted as well on the part of Monash. They have had to drone him out. A minute and a half taken out before the first kill, and it will be another group who goes down. But Trust also being taken down, so they've gained something from it all.
Yeah, Triff takes a heavy pays a heavy price for that. Gets downed. Could have been killed very very easily, but luckily no one else to follow up on that. So a bit of a trade there. Could have really gone anyone's way, but that is going to be another group removed, and we've seen his presence being so important. Because look at this. Now these barriers can be shot from underneath. Milkman has to juggle these. As well, there's a twitch throw there as well to add insult to injury. All his batteries now destroyed. That's going to be the wall. Opened up very soon, and there it is. Wall's open, site is open. These attackers have to scramble for a response.
And there's definitely between a rock and a hard place here. Milkman squashed right next to that wall. Rob Bannon Jr., however, will be playing a little more aggressively, looking to challenge onto this mezzanine balcony. But Lion Scan coming out. Milkman has to find all the weapons to use here. He's being pinched. Grenades going out, and he will finally fall. Attackers make their way into sight. Oh, what a swing as well, though. Sporter doing all the work here. 2 kills and now planting.
Yep, plant going down. Sporter's done an amazing job here, getting down that plant and covering himself, shooting down those 2 players with the 5.56. Now Kate left on an island by himself, finds 1 kill actually onto Yoda. Can he pull this 1v5 off? Has the shotgunner and takes out Toki, but that is about it for his reign of terror. Tress with that final kill, doing that prone strat is coming around the corner. You don't expect him on the floor, and that's going to be it for the first round, and showing how powerful it is for the attackers to get those important walls open into the site.
Monash definitely showed they knew what they were doing. It was very clinical the way they droned out and cut off those roamers. Another Groot almost got the better of them, almost took out Tress, but of course he was downed and then picked up. And of course he was still able to do a lot of critical work shooting up on those bandit batteries and throwing the grenade to clear him out. So overall, very well placed attack. Katy Perry made a valiant attempt, 2 kills, but fortunately not quite enough to challenge that long angle right at the end. Meaning Monash do win on that post plant.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Huge plays from that Monash team, as getting that first round is going to be putting some confidence behind them as they are getting very ready to take this second map of Chalet.
Once again, Master Office, UTS have chosen to return to this site. I think they felt that they were doing a good enough job,
10 seconds to go.
or the fact that it's generally considered one of the stronger sites. Though,
5 seconds left.
the results last round may not have shown that. I do like, however, this Flores, oh, there is a mute, never mind. There will be a mute to deny some of these drones, but Flores, very, very powerful, and you can actually do some funny trickery with those drones from underneath, so I'd be really keen to see if Monash choose to do that.
Yeah, and even just driving them straight in can be very tricky to stop. While there is a mute on the board, the recent mute nerf makes it a little bit more interesting when it comes to actually stopping those drones, because it means that if you can get that drone underneath the mute jam, above or underneath, the mute jam is not going to stop them anymore. It's now kind of a sphere instead of that cylinder. So if he's able to get one of these drones into like a critical position where there's shields or other utility positioned, it could be very big for the Monash team.
But in the meantime, they will be looking for these roamers, making sure they don't get any nasty surprises like they did last time. One Flourish drone will come in and try to flush out this Frostioperosis. I believe, not sure if he took out the shield, but definitely took out some of the ADSs there. Once again, grenade coming from underneath needs to be cooked perfectly, otherwise could actually come back to bite him. ADS will catch the first one, but he has a second one in pocket, does land and takes out both bandit charges. Rob Brownie Jr. gets a bit of damage and will be forced to fall back as this wall is open.
Yep, wall's open, then Groot meets his fate downstairs. Was so successful last round, just skirting around the Monash team, but no, it's actually going to be Pokey and also their Sporter taking out several members of that bomb site defense, and now once again it comes down to Katy Perry and the Milkman taking a lot of damage. 1v5 situation. Why does it seem like we've been here before? Takes out, does a lot of damage to Flores. Shotgun out, takes one down, but that's going to be it. Like you do, finishes off that round, and clinical from Monash, just destroying these two top floor defenses.
Yeah, if there was any doubt that that UTS should move onto another site, all that doubt has now been removed. Is an even better outcome than before. Monash is just steamrolling that defense and forcing UTS Box to make some choices about their sites. They will be going down to the wine cellar and the snowmobile garage, which, isn't usually considered the best site. A lot of people don't actually play it in competitive, but, if you're playing ranked, it works, and, who knows, they might actually get it to work here. And maybe Monash might not be super prepared for this, given that usually people don't actually go here.
No. However, it does seem like Monash have some sort of idea that they might be going onto a different site, because we have the addition of Fuse on the Monash team now. Fuse is especially powerful in basement, but it can also be used in some of the first floor or middle floor sites as well. But here in the basement, you can just kind of let forth a barrage of Fuse charges right into the defenders. Very little you can do about it. And with the additional buffs received, it can be very powerful.
Yeah, I'd like to see it being used on that connector hatch and maybe above some of this utility on the snowmobile. Of course, that does put you at risk from those main stairs, so that is something to consider when attacking. But overall, not a bad lineup. They do have thermite to open up that wall on snowmobile, which is usually a crucial wall. And yeah, they're very much prepared for it, in fact.
Oh, I wonder if you can see the fuse plus the thermite trick. Let's see if this works. A fuse coming out. The thermite is able to get off, and that's a really good play. Getting that wall so early. Frostioperos is not able to do anything as there was a fuse charge going off next to him. Gotta be careful with those grenades. Doesn't really want to risk his life either, just to keep that wall closed, as it's so dangerous now with those charges being able to go right through that reinforced wall.
Yeah, I realize it now that there was no way. He got the wall safe and then died in the process, and then obviously wouldn't be able to trick the next one, or he gets a fuse charge and just runs away. It really is a very difficult situation, and he made the best of it. He got one fuse charge and kind of kept his life, I guess.
Yeah, luckily they have a second line of defense. It's going to be these Arudi gates. See them set up on the breach, so not a total loss of that entryway. Get some lasers there, make it harder for the attackers to come in, but doesn't seem like the attackers want to be going directly through the breach. Got a couple players rotating around, coming out from this backside. Spotter with the entry, spotted by Tress on the sledge, and here comes the second thermite charge. Will it be muted? Yes, it will be, and that is as a great demonstration of how this new mute jammer works. So you see how he's placed kind of in the middle there. That thermite charge will still be blocked, but if the thermite charge gets moved maybe to the sides or the extremities, the mute jammer may not be enough.
Press will take out Groot now, and with the mute jammer potentially removed off the board with the grenade, this could open up that wall. Pokadu is just holding this main breach, applying a bit of pressure from the back of the majority of the attack. Actually pushes through the trench. Osteoporosis, however, will get one, and Milkman looks for a second. However, Sporter and Pokadu lands it back, and it's a 1v4 once again. As Katy Perry, last of all, once again, Monash take the round.
I hate to see it. I don't know what was going up there, but Katy Perry takes out his own teammate, and then unable to come back down in time. So seems like UTS Box handing that round to Monash on a silver platter. Fuse was definitely very interesting to see, though, as UTS Box, they're gonna need to think of some other method, some other defensive strategies, as that was just not quite able to go against the Monash.
Well, so far, this game has all been about Monash. That the attacking rounds have been very, very well coordinated, very, very clinical. And UTS Box just have not had an answer back. It's always up to Katy Perry for some reason. I thought she was a singer, not a special operations operator. But secret life, right? I might have a secret life.
Yeah, hard to tell.
Yeah. My other life, I'm actually an engineer.
Well, unfortunately, should stick to singing, not to gunplay, as shot the wrong head and proceeds to get shot. It's not what I call a successful operation. Nevertheless, UTS Box going back downstairs.
10 seconds to insertion.
Beating the site.
5 seconds to go.
Well, there's not really much they can do at this point. So far, Monash have just been reading into everything, and
to locate a bomb and defuse it.
just trying this a second time might just be the best way to go. They've kind of warmed up to it. They know their mistakes, and maybe this time they have a better option. But having said that, of course, this is a very, very difficult site to begin with, so it wouldn't hurt them to move sites here.
Yeah, a little rush coming here actually now, as Tress already down the west main stairs, shoots the Legion, good eyes on that, and sees the head, but oh, that's just the tip of the head, and another Groot. It's been so powerful in this position. Doesn't have time to get his mute jammer down, but he does have the time to take off the head of the sledge, as that's going to be blunting the a little bit of a rush from Monash. First kill in UTS's favor, which is always good. now they have to make sure that Tress does not die here, as he also takes out Bowie, I believe, not Susfaka. The Bowie is able to be picked up, but this is already a huge impact from another group, and it doesn't seem like he's stopping.
He's really slowed down this attack here, and especially now that they've kind of given up on opening up that main wall, you know, stalling out the attackers here could give someone else a chance to flank even, and destroy this attack from the side. But another group will make it a second here. Nice headshot there as the utility starts pouring in. He just holds the trigger. Bowie walks right back into it. We're in line for an ace here.
Yeah, definitely could happen, as these pixel angles have just not worked out for any of the attackers. But another group, fantastic aim and recoil control. They're just lasering down with that MP5. The last two remaining attackers are in a tough spot here, as they've got to make it out of this death trap that is the backstairs tunnel. Yodapug takes out one of the flankers of Katy Perry, not able to make an impact in the round again, as it seems like they have thought better of this. They're going to move to a different location.
I think it might be a blue rotate here, or even main stairs, as the wall isn't open. But the Mind Spotter just takes out this player on main stairs. In fact, that's exactly where they're coming in here. A main stair and a blue push are sandwiching onto this main blue stair player. However, Blue Mind will give away the location of both these players and slow down the attack once again.
Hitting these shots though, as another group taken down, 3 kills, but that's not enough. Now Rob though takes it back in for them, but that's not without Yoda suddenly getting that kill onto Milton. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Yodapug versus Rob Brownie Jr., who will come out on top.
15 seconds to go.
Both are quite low in HP as the smoke grenade comes out, and no, it's going to be Rob. Chooses the gun instead of the utility and gets that final kill. Fantastic shot from behind the snowmobile. Another round for, actually first round for UTS Box, so good capitalization on that triple kill for them.
I do, of course, want to mention Sporter. It was for 4v2 and he managed to bring it down to a 2v2. I'm not actually quite sure who got the opening kill onto that player flanking onto Katy Perry. If it was... No, I don't... Yeah, it wasn't Sporter. It was, of course, the Takaibi. So they managed to fight back from what was definitely a losing situation into even ground, a 2v2, some rapid trades, and it brought it back to 1v1. It was almost in Monash's grasp, but of course, Rob Brownie Jr., the discount superhero, beat out the hybrid Jedi Council and K9 member. I'm not sure I've seen that movie yet, but I hear it's okay.
Yeah, considering the movies they're producing these days, not the most out of their storyline, I gotta say. But yeah, definitely a very influential clutch there from UTS. So definitely need that single around, as that's going to give them a little bit of momentum going into after this break.
Yeah, I'm just worried that this break could kind of disrupt that and mess with that a little bit. We've seen breaks really being used very strategically in Pro League, and while this isn't quite the same thing, and we don't have a tactical break thing, a tactical pause, this could, at least give Monash a chance to regroup, kind of rethink what they've done here, and at least break some of UTS's momentum that they've just built up. Of course, Monash did very well. They managed to almost clutch that out, so they're definitely going to be feeling really, really great about that. On the side of UTS Box, though, what are your thoughts? What do you think they're doing wrong, and how can they really turn this around?
It's hard to say. I think I would point one big finger at just the overall team play, I guess, as we're often seeing a lot of frags not being traded, or kind of players stuck in positions that are very difficult for them to get out. And we've seen them make huge plays from these disadvantaged positions, but it's obviously a very tough task against such a coordinated team like Monash. So if there's one thing I'd like to see them fix up, it would be kind of play more together as a team. On the attack, more drones, kind of drone your players in a little bit more, and then on that defense, just roam kind of in a big pack. So you have this pack of roamers just terrorizing around that map, which is something that Monash was able to do very well in that Villa game, but we've not quite seen that so much from UTS.
Yeah, I mean, as good a player as you are, the fact is you can't be looking at two different places at the same time. So if two people swing you from different places, you're still going to die unless they whiff horribly. And of course, even if the chances of you winning in a gunfight are very high, over time, if you go into multiple gunfights, eventually there is a chance that you will get shot down, and that chance just that's just how probability works. So yeah, less reliance on individual players and more reliance on playing as a team. That's our takeaway from that as we resume our game, UTS Box, back to that second floor master office site.
Ooh, fun fact, Tresp and another group have been the only entries onto each other through this through all the maps, so definitely two very influential players in this game, as they've definitely put their teams on their backs, and hopefully we can see some of the other team members step up on both sides.
I just look at that kill count, 7 and another group on 3. Okay, sure. Trust is a little bit higher, but another group definitely being real pain and behind for UTS Box. We saw, of course, that roam where he just burnt so much time until Tress finally got killed.
A bomb has been located.
Yep.
Well, library side once again, and Tress, here we go. Entry, indeed.
That's entering on the sledge. Brave. He's got a lot of utility with frag grenades, but not unheard of. As we see new IQ, this IQ rework just hot out from onto the live build, and see how useful it is. Not only can you ping through the walls, you can also actually see what the gadgets would be. Using that little scanner there. Yoda Pug gets a kill through the breach, as that breach is open so fast. I bet Frostioprosis wasn't even expecting that, as now once again they're in this unenviable position. This breach is opened. Kate Perry has to do something through the breach. He's got a 1x versus the ACOGs of the attackers, so very difficult fight for him to win.
That wall is one of the crucial places you've got to be holding. That's why we see players holding mezzanine and the library. But this time they haven't done that at all and given it up. Well, let's speak too soon. Not entirely though. Katy Perry will be able to take one out, and the C4 going out doesn't quite land, but frag grenades and Yin Candela is going out now. So start pushing. Another group taken out now by the Russian. Oh no, Katy Perry survived on the ground. Look at him go.
Oh, fantastic 2 shots from Bowie as he takes out 2, and with that the rest of UTS just collapse around that, as there's 2 frags from the Ying plus those flashbangs. So powerful. Destroys that site as that round is over in an instant.
Definitely a change of pace from some of the rounds we've been seeing, which have been a little bit more drawn out, perhaps. The Roamers actually doing very well at drawing out the round as their job is. But this time, no Roamer, and instantly Monash capitalized on the map control, opened the wall, and just send it in. This Yinkandel has certainly helped, I would assume, with a triple kill. Maybe he should tell his mom to get the camera, but yeah. First floor dining for the first time.
Yep, definitely not unexpected. They've had a very tough time on that top floor, losing it 3 times now. No success at all up there. So see if this middle floor is a little bit more successful. They've got a little more space to play with. One of the main criticisms for that top floor would be the lack of space really for the defenders. There's a lot of space, but there's also a lot of windows. It plays a lot like Consulate in that regard. You just get shot from every single window. It's no fun at all. Another interesting thing we see is actually Rook Armor. So Rook Armor, after the recent update now, instead gives health. So you see the expanded health bars showing up on the screen now.
Yeah, I'm just keen to see like 175 juiced up Doc or something with Wakama on. I want to see how much health you can get. Oh, look at this. A rush once again going to the full send. Amaru, here we go. Oh!
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
No, he just held down that trigger. What is going on?
It's an LMG rush here as all of Monash are inside the side room. However, does seem like UTS are very prepared for this as they've got some 3 or 4 kills back now. But no, they're not prepared for the final player, the Amaru who started it all. Takes out the last 2, and that is even faster round than before. I did not think that the pace could have increased, but Monash have one-upped it once again and taken that round in the first 30 seconds.
Well, time is money, and they must be running short on money. They're gonna wrap this up quick, and they definitely sent it through that. If it wasn't for that one round, this would almost be a flawless half. Monash, though, definitely flexing their skills in holding down Mouse 1.
Yeah, definitely, as that is just sending a message to the UTS team saying that they're busy, they need to get this map overdone, so they're going to stop playing around and just send it right into that site. And it started off poorly, but somehow Europa able to bring it in at the end, and that 5-1 half for Monash. Not looking good at all for UTS.
Yeah, and we spoke about how this map is more attacker-sided, but I don't think it's a 1-5 attacker-sided. It's you never want to be in that position, no matter how sided a certain map may be. Smoke will be being brought here, and he has opened up that office wall, so I think we'll be seeing a bit of play there with the shield as well. A bit more aggressive hold, which we do like to see, and of course another shield guarding that rotate. Of course, that wall is so vital, so that's why we see so much contest over it. As well as, of course, the piano. Rikadu roaming on this mezzanine area. We'll be challenging these players who are attempting to breach in from this library side. In fact, there's 4 players all here, and Pokidu, I'm not sure if he's in a great position. Hopefully he does have help, but once again, we're seeing a bit of a repeat. You see the kind of one-dimensional attack, and unfortunately, just Pokidu all by himself.
Well, you say that, but he does 90 damage to that Maverick with a fantastic free fire. Don't think that... well, I spoke too soon. Pokidu shut down Katy Perry, making sure of that as a Groot is down somehow. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe a little mishap with a grenade or from one of the stray shots from that SMG-11 as Katy Perry is taken out. So 4v4 if another Groot can be picked up, but Pokidu got bodied just there, so you hate to see that. Now Spotter still retaining his position underneath, and with that is able to take out another one of those attackers.
That's 3 players left to UTS Box to work with, but 1 player is very, very low, so the health pool is not looking great. A very aggressive kind of roam and hold from Monash means it's extra difficult to get this wall open even. Smoke grenades, of course, doing a lot of damage, and another group is not so low. No.
That Maverick is not looking healthy at all. Even the slightest tickle would take him out. It doesn't even get down anymore because he's already been taken down once. That's just really tough now, 3v4. So much utility available for the defenders as well.
Now, these defenders holding really great positions, and they seem to have stalled out the attack here. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. They start working that piano, and they will get 1 onto Tresp, and that makes it a little more doable now. 40 seconds, so they do have a little more time before they have to execute. But if they don't do it soon, they could run out of time. Now looking like they have stalled out. A Sporter will take another kill, a triple for him, peeking this mezzanine, and now it's 2 players who now have to funnel through that breach. Yodapug will finally take another grid out. It's all up to Frost. Will he land one? He gets almost a headshot, but dodges from Slaughter. Will find the final kill and a match point.
Match point. 6-1 already. I don't know what to say. Monash just outclassing UTS Box so far, but can UTS Box bring anything back? Even just a couple rounds more, try to match that 7-3 scoreline, and then they can kind of build off that, because they've just been struggling so hard to find an answer to the Monash.
Yeah, after all, this is Monash's bet pick. And they have kindly, unfortunately, declined the knife fight. They did add a Sowie with the W, so I'm not sure we should be rooting for them anyway, but UTS Box on an uphill battle here as they look to challenge this basement site. We've kind of spoken about it as the least preferred site, but it seems both these teams will be taking it as their secondary.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, they have a clash this time, which isn't something they've seen, and oh, look at this. They've got Rook Armor, Dox Stim Pistol, and I'm sure if they could bring it, Thunderbirds, but fortunately she's still banned for this section of the tournament. I strongly believe that they're gonna have some shenanigans with that clash in that drone hole. Try to get that wall banded for the whole round, as this is just a lineup that you would take for that basement.
Pokey Dude doing a bit of spawn peeking on the drones. Won't find anything, but I think he will get away despite the lion scan. Maybe he'll just hold his position. I think maybe they are going for a rush as well. You know, gotta send it right back to them. Getting ready for this main wall. But no, it will be a challenge onto this big wall. As Sporter takes out Katy Perry, but Yodapug and Sporter take a bit of damage.
Wait, how did Sporter take out Katy Perry? Was it through the drone hole? This is unbelievable, as I have no idea where that kill came in from, but wherever that was from, that's gonna be a huge round. I'm being told that yes, there was a rush from the Thinker, and now the rest of the attackers are funneling right through this breach. Not a very good position, not something you would envy for, as oh, look at this dirty angle from Yodapug.
Some unconventional strategies by all involved, but this takes the cake for it. Oh, he actually manages to get it. This is... No, what are you doing? That's just... This is worse than the knife fight, I'll be honest.
Well, if refusing the knife fight wasn't enough to tell you about how Monash wants to finish this match nice and quickly, this should show you as fantastic play from the Monash team all around, just outclassing UTS in the fragging department, especially on that last round. And that's going to be it. A very quick chalet, 7-1.
Yeah, after all, this was Monash's map pick, and I'm not surprised that they have these interesting strats. That one was definitely a doozy. I definitely enjoyed seeing that. Maybe not so much for old mate UTS, who unfortunately bore the brunt of that. The attack, once again, was a little one-dimensional. They all just tried to funnel through that main breach. When Monash attacked it, they actually chose to open from the trench as well. And that has been the kind of way to attack it nowadays. You open the main breach and you open some back pressure and execute through there. So, you know, they got halfway there. And I think that's how I would describe a lot of what UTS has been doing. They've been halfway there. They've got some of the strategy. They've got some of the fundamentals. But unfortunately, Monash is just better at it. And they're just so much more coordinated, and that really, unfortunately, has come back to bite UTS.
Yeah, they've definitely showed a lot of potential. So we're just going to put up some stats now, as we do see the outcome of this match. But first, our current standings.
Voila!
So we do a little Monash right up there at the top of Group D, not unexpected, and yeah, definitely a very very dominating game there, especially that last one. Villa was a bit closer, so UTS really put up a bit more of a show on that map. But we can see why Monash deserve their spot at the top of the league.
Yeah, QEC Real World University right behind them at 13 points, and right behind that Obsidian 12 points. I mean, we saw Obsidian last week and we spoke about how they're very much in the running for the top of the group, top 2 of the group. But of course, that was because Monash haven't had their bye yet. And with that, look at that, 5 games apiece for the first 3 teams, and only a single point separates each of them. And of course, UAN also 2 points behind, and of course, they've only played 4 here. So we could still really see this group shake out and change orderings, which is really good because it means we have a really, really competitive group in the making here. But let's take a little... Oh, yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, and with Monash on those 2 draws, they might be regretting that very quickly, as those draws won't give you the full 3 points that you might need to get into that final top 2 places of that group.
Well, with that, let's take a look at the stats for today's matchup and see how these two teams played out on Chalet. 7-1, of course, to not Onyx. We do a little Monash, and some overall very, very good rounds and statistics from everyone involved, especially on Monash's side. Frost this time, unfortunately, not being able to have the same impact. 1-8. That's an ouch. That's an oof moment.
Ouch. Yeah, that's very tough to see. He did fantastic in that first game, really had some influential moments, but not able to fully start off. I would actually count that like just the entire UTS team not really able to get a foothold onto any kind of a strong start or the sort. Meanwhile, on the not Onyx team, on Do a Little Monash, we have very high ratings for everyone involved, almost all above 1. Bowie coming in as a stand-in, doing very well for such short notice as well, at 0.94%. Pokidoo, fortunately slipping a little bit, only 5 kills from the man. Nevertheless, this game had to be carried by Sporter, and Yoda Plug also did very well with 8 and 12 kills respectively.
I mean, just think about the fact that Spotter had to do it all. He also had the diffuser. He was the thermite. So he's not just opening the wall, he's killing and planting. He's a one-man army, 4.0 KD. You know, what can we say? You know, very, very great performance from Spotter and, you know, the Monash team overall. But yeah, unfortunately for UTS, lots of things to be working on. They do need to kind of pick it up if they hope to at least land in the middle of the group. I'm not sure they will be able to get top 4 given how competitive it is, but they can definitely beat some of these other teams and make it at least to the middle.
Yeah, that's for sure. They've showed us a lot of their potential. Sure, if they keep working on that, they'll have great time just through the season, and also I'm sure they'll go for that next season performance as well. Kind of improve, repeat, and maybe get up towards the top of that leaderboard next time. So Lance, any closing thoughts about this game?
Well, all I can say is that we definitely have seen Monash teams do very, very well. I believe we might be seeing 2 Monash teams in the playoffs once again. So Sydney guys, you got to step it up. I'm looking at you, UNSFW. I'm looking at you, the other UTS team. Yeah, and yeah, maybe Queensland could also have a bit of fun there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks once again to all our sponsors who help us bring the show. Chatime Australia as our bubble tea partner, AOC Monitors as the monitor partner, Indomie as our noodle partner, and RIG as their headset partner. That is going to be it for us, folks. It's been a pleasure bringing you this show. I've been Jack, and this has been Lance, and we'll see you next week.
Announcing the AOC Community Challenge for Rainbow Six Siege. 5-on-5 action starting 30th of September. with an over $4,000 prize pool to be won. Registrations close September 26th, so register now at ael.org/AOC challenge.
Before we're done.
From classic iced tea flavours like peach or mango to exotic lychee or pomegranate, you can enjoy your cha time any way you like. Cha time, shaking tea up.
Before we're done.